Ray Jr., man, there's issues going on here, and I was gonna say I might have to stop. I got if you hear any noise, there is things going on here in the house, so I'm gonna have to try to work around it. So, God. Anyway, hey, news tidbits. I gotta start with this because I'm looking at this for today. Kyle Shanahan seems not to be bothered. You caught his press conference today. That was pretty moving. Kyle's very emotional about racism in America, and he really got into that in a way where I said, wow, Kyle's been feeling very strongly about that for a long time. But he spoke about some other things, too, I wanted to mention. He's not bothered by the 49ers' inability to re-enter the team facility, which I was thinking, oh, man, again, you know how we always feel like we're the victims? Again, we are the victims. Every team in the league except for us will be opening their team facility. But, I think it's only the coaches anyway, so it is a big deal just because I say, again, why us? Why us all the time, right? I just don't get it. Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, of course, reported this morning that the NFL anticipates the 49ers be the only team that won't have some coaches re-enter their facility this week. What? Why? Anyway, Coach Shanahan spoke with reporters via video conference call and discussed whether or not the limitation creates a disadvantage for the Niners, right? So Shanahan said, quote, hey, it is what it is. I'm not too upset about it. Yeah, you want every advantage possible. Our county is not there yet, and it doesn't bother me that much because I do understand. Plus, the players aren't allowed in. And us coaches, we can meet like we're doing right now on Zoom. We can go to the office and do it as well. So it doesn't bother me if coaches want to go up to the office right now and get some stuff done, because we haven't been there in 90 days. That's all good, but the players aren't there, so you're not going to get a big advantage. Nothing we can't do on Zoom meetings. So I feel very differently if other players were allowed in the building in other places. That would be a huge disadvantage for us. But until the guys can start working with players, it just doesn't bother me. So we don't need to be feeling too much like a victim. It's not a big deal. I just don't like the fact that we're the only ones. Why? Always us. It's okay, because good things are going to come in the end, and you know this. Trent Taylor is some good news. He's feeling healthy. In fact, Taylor told Matt Barrows of The Athletic, quote, I'm getting back to my squirrely ways. What does that mean? He's out there doing that zip, zip, them sudden jerk, zip moves again. Tell you, he would have made a difference last year. I actually think had Taylor been with the 49ers all year last year and growing with the team as they did, there's always these little factors that would have made a Super Bowl difference. Taylor's been a part of a group of receivers that includes Hurd, Kendrick Bourne, and others catching passes from Garoppolo. In fact, over at Spartanville, San Jose State. You got the little clips that are floating around. Yeah, the guys are working. Taylor expects to be ready to go for the start of training camp, assuming it begins as usually does at the end of July, which is like you hope that these little matters that keep getting in the way, like Santa Clara County administrators saying, okay, go ahead. They won't do it, right? They're going to keep waiting. Mr. Taylor's baby boy is back to doing all the things he used to do, though, during the offseason. Taylor adds, I don't know if you would say that I'm ready to go out and play a football game. I could if I had to. But mainly, I'm just steadily getting back to normal right now. Yeah! It just feels good. My foot's able to run routes and make cuts right now. So I'm real happy to be back doing that. Yeah, because I got bad Trent. See, I got a feeling he will end up under Wes Welker being one of the extreme important weapons this year, because he was getting that way anyway. He just needed to be on the field. Let's get right into the meat of today, though, because I like to talk about good things and bad times because it makes you feel good. You know how you're having a hard day? You get up and you go make you a 5-layer sandwich, put everything on there in the refrigerator. You got to hold it like this, and then you attempt to challenge and try to bite into it. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the 49ers. And the headline is, why the 49ers must go all out to win the Super Bowl this year. Can't wait, fam. Can't wait. The pressure's on the 49ers to win and put that franchise 6 Lombardi into their legendary showcase. First, from top to bottom, the team has one of the best rosters in the NFL. And can't nobody argue about that. While being led by coaches that have demonstrated standout expertise. And they make a few mistakes here and there, but them boys know what they're doing. Super Bowl window is wide open, fam. But a number of their frontline starters are on contracts that will expire at the end of the 2020 season. And that is where the pressure starts. Can't wait. Can't wait. Now, we may be able to replace some of these players next year that we may lose in 2021. But there's no promise about that. We got lucky as can be getting Kinlaw. That ain't going to happen every year. And Ayuk, what if he comes out to be... He could surpass Emmanuel at some point. That boy's got all the makeup it needs, all you need to do just that. But this time last year, the 49ers were considered to be an ascending team by especially us and many others outside the walls of the Niner Empire. But very few of the outsiders expected the Niners' development to amount to a Super Bowl berth. I was one of them people. I said, stop, man. We ain't going on. It ain't time to go to the Super Bowl yet. Wait a minute. We went anyway. Here we are, a year later. And the expectations for the Niners should be nothing less than ending the quest for 6 and the beginning of the quest for 7 Lombardi. To finally take their place on top of the throne of the best franchise of the Super Bowl era. Because that means it's a 3-way tie. Steelers, Patriots, Niners. Yeah. It won't be easy, fam. 49ers must go all out to win the Super Bowl this year. And why? Just for the reason I just stated. Entering the 2020 season, the team is loaded with a complete roster. It can't get no better or lethal than it is right now. On both sides of the ball, there are high-quality NFL players at the vast majority of the starting spots. Most importantly, there's above-average talent at the most important positions. And like I said, who knew Dre Greenlaw was going to go down in 49er franchise history as having made one of the greatest plays of all time, and he was a rookie. It just doesn't get any more glorious than that. The NFL has passed the league, and we all know that, making the following positions vital to a team's success: quarterback, offensive tackle, edge rusher, cornerback. They've got to be on top of the game. They got to be the best of the best to get to the top stage. 49ers have all those bases covered, and you know this: Jimmy G, Trent Williams, Mike Blaglici, Nick Bosa, D. Ford, Sherm. These are all, and I'm talking G too, these are all potential candidates for the Pro Bowl. Despite the NFL being a pass to the league, the 49ers are one of the exceptions for now, though, where they'll run the ball more than they pass. I do believe, though, quarterback is still the most important position, even for a run-first offense. We all know that. But Jimmy Garoppolo, dude, is more than capable of playing at a level high enough for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, he made a mistake last year. But I can tell you what, last year, this time, Jimmy was out there rehabbing, trying to learn how to walk and run, chew gum at the same time, and then pass a football and catch a wide-open receiver. He ain't doing that this year. He's only focusing on polishing his game. The leg is fine. There's going to be a difference, mark my words. And I say, and will most likely orchestrate a lethal, more balanced offense anyway in 2020 after a solid year of seasoning and added weaponry. Lots of added weaponry. And look at that offensive line. Because a lot of us were crying about the offensive line last year, and with good reason. Because they were adequate, but they weren't always efficient. Trent Williams. Oh! Mike McGlinchey at the tackle spots anchored down. The interior of the offensive line looks to be improved as well, with Weston Richburg healthy and Daniel Brunskill, which worries me, because Richburg, if he stays in the lineup all year, but will he? Daniel Brunskill, the team's highest. If there's any question about what Persons did at his position and what's about to happen now, Brunskill will step into that role. He's going to compete. A couple of guys are going to try to compete. They're not going to beat him. The team's the highest graded pass blocker per PFF. He looks like the starting guard. Last season, G had the seventh least amount of time to throw on his dropbacks. With the addition of Williams, an improved interior offensive line and expected development from McGlinchey, Garoppolo should have more time to throw this year, putting him into position to kick some ass. The Niners embarrassed opponents with the ground game last year, and you know the team's 2020 opponents will be zeroing in on a shut down the ground game. They'll be looking at, you know what? The Chiefs may have laid the blueprint down because you know what the Chiefs did, don't you? You know, they sat back. When you pursue with the 49ers is when they screw you up. The Chiefs sat back, and I got to hats off to the DC. The Chiefs sat back, and they stood their ground and waited for the 49ers to come at them. If you charge the 49ers, Shanahan will embarrass you because they're going to shift and move on the defensive alignment and movement. This opens the door for G to have a major stat season. And look at the 49ers receiving group, Hurd, Taylor. Both team healthy and ready to compete for roles in 2020. That's going to be a huge factor. Both were recently seen working out, as I told you, at Spartanville. Then there's the addition of Brandon Ayuk, a versatile threat for both Garoppolo and Shanahan. And his home run threat ability is a major addition to the offense. I don't know if he's going to be Sanders. That's the only thing that worries me. Because you know Emmanuel could strike like lightning, like a cobra. Any second, Sanders could just kill. 49ers run game will continue to be one of the best in football, no matter what anybody does, though, because you know what? Kyle's already seen what happened in that Super Bowl, and you know how he is. He'll straighten this matter out right quick, making the offense extremely balanced. Looking at the 49ers projected starting offense and considering Shanahan is the play caller, is already, man, he just wrote the story for the team's going to play us this year. You can come, you can show up, but prepare to leave with an ass woman. There's no doubt that they're one of the most talented offenses in the NFC. You got G at the QB. And I'm not sure about the running back position yet, but Coleman right now is penciled in with him. Kyle and Hughes check. Debo Samuel and Kendrick Bourne and Brandon Ayuk will be starting wide receivers more than likely. Trent Taylor's going to have to work his way in. I'm sure he will, though. And tight end. Who else? I don't even need to mention his name. And then you got Trent Williams, the left tackle, Lincoln Thompson, a left guard, Weston Richburg, Daniel Brunskill, Mike McGlinchey. Defensively, now that right there, I'm looking at every last one of them. Yeah, that's Pro Bowl right there. You know, remember that year with Harbaugh that we had just about our entire team in the Pro Bowl? Defense! 49ers again in a position to shut down opponents' passing games. Last season, 49ers pass defense was the best in football. This was a direct result of improved pass rush, while holding opponents to under 170 passing yards per game. And like they did last year, that could be a little bit... You know, if they improve upon, what if they move this to 165? I'd be so excited. 165 or 169. I would say, shh. We saved $21 million, and we still the baddest defense in the NFL. 49ers should still selfishly easily finish with one of the top passing defenses in football as long as the pass rush stays healthy. 49ers lost the key interior pass rushers, you know, in Defoe. But if Kinlaw can just pull his weight, He's got help. He doesn't have to do the same work that D-Buck did. Just maintain a certain level. As long as Kinlaw can hold his own as a pass rusher and flush the pocket consistently, the 49ers pass rush probably won't miss a beat. The front seven, which also one if not the best in football last year, has 6 returning starters. The development of the Niners' young linebacking core will be intriguing to watch as Dre Greenlaw, who's becoming everybody's hero, will be sitting next to Quan, and the man who's probably going to set a new trend and standard this year, Fred Warner. And I tell you, looking at the secondary, Richard Sherm, Quan, K'Wan Williams doesn't get enough love. He really doesn't. Ward back there, Kowalski T, all will resume their starting duties. Emmanuel Mosley and Akello Witherspoon will battle. But you probably, I don't know. I'm rooting for Spoon, but I see Mosley look really like, you could tell a certain player he's got it. He's just got that it. That play he made at that Hawks game, that was textbook. I'd never seen Spoon move quite like that. So Spoon's got his battle, but we'll see. They're going to start to play opposite next to Sherman. And, man, you look at the 49ers' projected defense, it appears it will be one of the best defensive units in the game. Bosa, Kinlaw, Eric Armstead. Oh, that's scary. D's already told you his legs feeling great. Freddie Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Quan Alexander, K'Wan Richard Sherman. That's a lineup right there. Those are your starters. E-Man Mosley, most presume he's going to win that spot. Ward, Tart. In addition to the offense and defense being in tremendous shape, the Niners special teams unit is also in great hands with Robbie Gould, Mitch the Wish. What is known as the 49ers have one of the most complete rosters in the NFL going into the 2020 season. Fam, here's where it gets scary. The reason why the Niners have to win it all in this upcoming year, because the unknown is what the 49ers roster will look like this time next year. The inevitable nature of the game is that injuries occur, and on any given play, a player can suffer a long-term or career-ending injury. Look at, was that Sean Coleman last year? Aside from that inevitable possibility, the Niners may lose players to free agency. That's where it gets scary. 49ers are scheduled to have way too many free agents hit the market come the new league in 2021. And many of those guys are playing in very important positions. I mean, really important. Niners are going to do their best to retain George Kittle. But you assume that they're going to get that done no matter what. But the bottom line is that is simply not known who and will be back in 2021 at this particular hour. List of players with big roles who are scheduled to hit the market in 2021 include Kittle, which is very frightening. Trent Williams, equal frightening, almost equal frightening, because Trent Williams we're going to see how Trent Williams, his impact on that offense. Joe had lost a step, and he wasn't the same Joe Staley we enjoyed a few years ago. Trent Williams ain't lost no steps. Took a year off. He's feeling fine, and he was already probably on Joe's level to begin with. Now it's like having a fresh Joe Staley with even more muscle. Speed and flexibility. This guy's really just a monster. And with our running backs, starting, and also Kowalski T, K1's Juice, Coleman, Kendrick Bourne, Robbie Gould. Didn't we sign him for 5 years? Did we give him a 4-year contract? Sanders and DeForest Buckner are the only significant starters who are not returning this season. The 49ers are extremely fortunate to have almost all of their starters come back for this particular Super Bowl run. But looking ahead to 2021, concerning the question marks surrounding what the cap will be set at, it seems extremely likely the 49ers will lose a handful of starters from this particular season. Lynch and Shanahan and Brock, they did a tremendous job building and structuring this roster. Remember when we were saying brick by brick? Well, we're at the 5th floor in this big house. And what should I say? The 6th. We're at the 5th floor getting ready to get that 6th floor built. The Lombardi is the ultimate thing. But moves like trading Buckner, these guys won't hesitate, though, because I think they're going to model what they do pretty much after the Patriots. No matter what it takes, you do it, right? So trading Buckner to go to show that they're prepared to make drastic moves to keep players who they feel are the most valuable. The bottom line is there's no telling the future, but looking ahead to the short term, the 49ers have a great chance at winning their first Super Bowl in 25 years, and they need to ensure that happens by going all out this year. They got roughly $10 million remaining in cap space, and some of that money should go toward a Kittle extension, but the 49ers would be wise to spend the rest of it rounding out and adding depth to the roster. There's a few people out there. Fam, would you consider Matthews, who's out there running around, to maybe help out if D Ford's is not 100% ready to go? I don't like Clay Matthews. I'm talking business now, though, So I'm a little concerned. My understanding is, hopefully these $10 million is what they're talking about after they pay the rookies. So the 49ers defense fired on all cylinders with D, but, you got to worry about that when it comes to – also, there's Marcus Golden. He's another guy that you might want to pick up. Would be an all-in move to make sure the pass rush and defense as a whole do not take a step back, because we went through that last year, and they got tired toward the end of the season, and teams starting to actually start sticking us. So this needs to be the year the 49ers win a Super Bowl. If not, then what will it be? Because next year's such a big question mark, right? Too many unknowns. Fam. But I'm still saying, if everything stays the way it is, and which is a big if, are we going to the Super Bowl? Are we going to get there? And this time, can we dominate? Team Money sacked out. Hey, will Niners be at disadvantage being the only team not to be able to go to facility yet? As I just mentioned, it's only about the coaches right now. Players aren't entering the facility, so they continue to do what they've been doing. And then this is a lightweight opening because you're going to start one step at a time, right? That's why they're allowing coaches in around the league to go ahead and go to their facilities. But the players aren't. DJ Malone, Quest for 6, Revenge Tour 2020. We're going to knock the crap out of everyone we play against. Yes! Jay Realistic says, what up? Bang, bang. Niner gang. Woo, woo. William Roberts, we have to keep faith. We got to make a deal with him. Can't let him go because we know that Seahawks would go get him like vultures. The 49ers will franchise tag him before they let him go. But I think they want to be better than that about it. Get a long-term deal done and be done with it. We got Trent Williams to worry about and other players next year. We got a boatload of guys. We're not going to be able to keep all of them, and we know that right now. Ed Nesbitt says this is one of the only places I can go to get my mind away from all the crazy stuff going on in the world. I know that's the way I feel that. This is our solace. This is our shelter, man. The Niners, it's just raining. Taryn Lewis says Dre Greenlaw is my breakout player candidate. Dre just about broke out last year. If he takes it to the next level, though, that's going to be awesome. Mr. Block Eyes 22 said, hey, hell yes, we're fully equipped. My D will dominate, no doubt, on the offensive side. Jimmy G, the catchers and the running backs will be on the point. The main thing is a factor is my offensive line. Oh, that offensive line looks sweet right now. In fact, I look for the offensive line that should be a strong point. Oh, but if Weston Richburg stays healthy, because you got backups, we don't know what McKivitz is going to do. That kid may be awesome. The one we just drafted this year. You still got Brunskill. Well, Brunskill's going to start. You still got School, who's got a year under his belt. I like the offensive line this year. I think they're going to be good. Terry Lewis, hey, Kittle should get $12 million base with another $4 million incentives. Yeah, that'd be royal. That would help a lot too, and that already puts him as the highest paid player. And give him $13 and give him $3 million in incentives. I don't care what you do. Just get that done and move him towards 16 is a great idea, Taryn. The only player who should be getting $20 million a year should be the quarterback. I think that's a joke. $20 million was never a part of the deal. I don't even think George would be pushing that narrative. Hey, Dre.
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Dre, man, I'm just looking down through your man, and I was feeling good, but I said, you know what? It is true. As much as I like to stay relaxed, the 49ers do need to win it this year while they got full potency. But what are you thinking?
Mm, I mean, that's a tall task to put on somebody to say that they need to win a Super Bowl. Like we don't know what the hell's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that we would go win the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say like, oh, we need to win it this year. Or it's the end. That's just not how football works. I think we have a good staff. We have a good group of guys. That's on the team right now. And we have a good scouting team that goes out and get good players in the draft. So it's not
Consistently.
about doing
That's
it
true.
one year, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about consistency. So that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah, it'd be nice. The thing is, they look so primed right now. There's no weaknesses on that team right now. The depth is rich. The 49ers can run a team off the field right now, just running the ball, right? And with that offensive line looking like it's stout as it's looking right now, and the passing game with G, he ain't working on his leg recuper now. That boy's out there throwing bullets. You saw that shot he threw at Kendrick. I'm telling you, they're so prime time ready right now in comparison with last year. So,
Yeah,
man.
man, I definitely feel like I definitely feel right now the offensive line. I think we have the deepest offensive line core, and the most talented offensive line core in the NFC West. It'll be hard to find other teams who have let's say so you got Garland, you got Brun School, you got School, you got Sean Coleman. I mean, those are all guys that can
It's
start,
good
but
backups.
essentially they're backups. Yeah, man. I don't think that there's much teams in the NFL at that who
We
have
don't know
that
about
many
that
guys
rookie.
that are
McKivitz
backups
might be a
that
bad
can start.
man. Huh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Colt McKivitz that we drafted him too. Yeah, man. So that's I think I think this year, man, we might be a little bit stronger than we were last year, due to experience,
Yeah, in that.
offensive line depth. Uh, Also, man, I think we're going to be better at stopping the run as far as up front with Kinlaw and DJ Jones.
Yeah, as long as Jones
Um,
is in there, boy.
Butker was great at eating up double
Blocks.
teams, and penetrating on pass plays, but he wasn't so great when it came to stopping the run. I think the best guy that we had on the line at stopping the run was Eric Armstead and DJ Jones
DJ.
on a
Yeah.
consistent basis. Yeah, when you add Kinlaw to that, man, it's definitely going to help our
And
defense out a lot.
and actually, Nick coming way over from his position, that boy knows where the ball is. He actually is an aid to stop that run. When everybody else misses, Nick will grab that dude by his shoelaces just as he's about to get away and drop that right now. So, yeah, we're fine
Yeah,
stopping that run.
yeah, most definitely. I also wanted to talk about something else, man. It seems like Santa Clara was not the place to build a stadium. Um,
Oh, I knew
so
that years
far,
ago.
so far they complained about crowd size, how many cars are coming in and out of the city. They even went as far as to start a lawsuit against the 49ers.
Years. They've been
And
working
now,
Jed for
yeah,
years on that. He owes us money. What?
yeah,
We got to pay for
yeah,
security.
and
What? Yeah,
yeah, and
it's
and
Santa Clara.
now and now all of a sudden, what I'm saying, like we're the only team in the NFL that cannot
Standing
have
outside.
coaches and players at the same time. So it's just like, what is really going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like people can't say, well, no, California statewide. It's no. The Chargers and the Rams are doing just fine. They have players and coaches at their facilities as of June 5th, which
Wait a
is
minute.
tomorrow.
Oh,
So
okay, tomorrow. I said, how many players? Because it
yeah,
seems like the NFL has allowed coaches
you can
in.
have the threshold is up to 100 people at the facility at one time. You can't have more than 100 people at the facility at once. That's what the threshold is. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It just feels like that city does not like the 49ers. And I know that, the money is astronomical during football season. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of people that comes to Santa Clara just for 49er games every year. So it's just like, what more could you possibly want? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's really
Dre,
confusing.
it's a
Um,
long going
and
war between Jed and the Santa Clara administrators. They do not like him because he refuses to kowtow and yield to things that they're out of line. Security is Santa Clara. I believe Levi's Stadium's in Santa Clara. The 49ers should not have to pay for private security. That's BS.
No, I mean, if you're leasing a stadium, shouldn't everything come with it? Like,
Yes,
you
including
know
the
what I'm saying?
security.
So like, should I have to pay for the people who work in concession stands too? Should I have to pay for the security
I
at the
mean,
gate who scanned
and
everybody's
clean,
tickets? Like, no, that should be
janitors and
part of the
everything
package,
else.
man.
Ah, come
Yeah,
on,
like,
man.
no, that's a part of the package, man. Like, that's you guys' responsibility.
And they're
You
bringing
know what I'm
money
saying?
into
I
Santa
don't
Clara.
know.
Anyway,
Yeah,
what
man,
is it?
I don't know, bro. Like,
It's
you know
time
what
to
I'm saying?
move.
Like,
I didn't like this
yeah,
anyway.
man. If I was Jet, man, I don't know. I would tell him, you know what I'm saying? You guys, y'all figure out what y'all want to do. I'm gonna go over here to Cal Berkeley, you know, and have some games here, man. And whenever y'all want to cooperate with us,
Hey,
bro, then we
Dre,
can come back.
what's
Because
the,
all of
what's
this
the, what's
extra
the
shit that's going
capacity size of Cal Berkeley? That's a
on,
huge facility. That's
yeah, Cal
man.
Berkeley's huge. I don't know if it's big as Levi, because Levi is like 80,000. But let me see.
Yeah, you know what? We could check into that because, and also Stanford, but Stanford can't. Stanford ain't gonna be playing no games. Anyway, we'll get into this tomorrow.
Yeah,
We gotta go now.
oh,
Ah,
63,000.
63.
63,000. Stanford is 50,000. So,
Mm.
I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's, like, Levi is a beautiful stadium. Don't get me wrong, but it's
Oh,
just
it
like if you're
is,
having this much profit, you signed a 10-year lease on $1 billion stadium, you know what I'm
and,
saying? It's just like,
and
you
can't get
know,
along with them.
what
It ain't gonna
exactly is the
work.
problem?
And they need to build a
Yeah,
canopy over
man.
it anyway,
So,
burning people up like bacon out there.
and
All right.
it's creating jobs for the people of Santa Clara. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, man. But
All
yeah,
right.
shout out to the TNT fan, man. Trey Trez, Big Show, Jerry Fresh, Russo, Shay Lewis. Play partner Will. Where is Will, man? I ain't
I
heard
know.
from you.
I hope
He's
he's
trying to work.
okay because he hadn't talked to
Uh,
Call in a long time. All
yeah,
right.
man. Y'all go subscribe to Niners All Day on YouTube, the Great Bear on YouTube, Brand 49
Mm.
on Twitter. I'm out. I'll see y'all later on this week, bro.
All right, Dre. Looking for you, fam. Have a good night.
All right. Yes, sir. All
And
right.
All Star Luna, thanks, fam. And it's my pleasure to thank you for helping us pass this evil and scary times, Go Niners. I just hope we'll be looking back on this in a few weeks. I'm not asking for a few days. That's not possible. A few weeks. I don't want months. Oh my Dade City.
Rombo.
Omar, how you doing tonight, man?
How you doing, Rombo? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there, as long as I keep my mind on the things that make me happy. It's an escape, and it's probably something we should not be do. I do feel responsible, but at the same time, I'm worn out of the misery. One thing after another. So don't look at the news. Look at the Niners. It's an escape. I don't know. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but But no, Omar. I'm talking 49ers and their need to win this year due to the fact that right now, the 49ers are like benching 5,000 pounds. You don't want to lose any of that power and then come back and still try to make that lift to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? What are the chances, huh? We gonna be okay this year?
Of course, we're gonna be okay this year, man. I can't wait for the season to start. It's gonna be an interesting season. Um, I think that we're gonna be good. Our offensive line's gonna be good, and then you got Raheem Mostert back there. It's gonna be dangerous. And I want to see what Brandon Ayuk's gonna do and
Oh,
Jawan Jennings.
yes.
I'm dying to see them on the field. I think we have a special group, man. Good, we have good receivers. We don't have to depend on Kittle so much, and I think we're going to have a dangerous offense. And
Good
we got some
point.
good
Can you
receivers.
imagine not having to depend on Kittle
Good,
so much? That would free him up to do some
yeah,
other things too. Especially if this other kid can come in, Warner. What if he's a good tight end? What if he's a good, solid blocking tight end and a threat? Oh, God.
and this dude, like that guy Charlie you were talking about, I've seen some tape on him, man. That guy can block, man. He can
Warner,
throw some
oh,
blocks.
that's one of the reasons why they got him. It's like they went and got George
Yeah,
for the same reason.
and plus not only that, but he can catch too. He can catch and do some damage. But he just never got the ball a lot when he was coming out of college. So
But neither did Kittle.
college,
When he was at Iowa, he didn't get the ball a lot. He got it, but not like he does now. They didn't know what they had at Iowa. They probably could have won a championship with Kittle. They didn't even know it. You got a coach doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't know his personnel. It's comical.
yeah, man, it's like you were saying, he fits our offense very well. Was Kyle Shanahan calling the plays? He can do a lot of like plays with Kittles and get them free, in a one-on-one matchup, because he always creates mismatches. So, and I trust what they're doing. Our defensive line is going to be good, especially with Kinlaw. So, and our front four is going to be nasty. Man. It's gonna be really nasty. Can't wait.
Are you going to be surprised if Kinlaw looks to be at least equal to Butler? I mean, it's wishful thinking, but he could be. He needs some seasoning, but he's got all the tools and about 30 pounds more. That's a lot of Omar. That's a lot of beef, added beef. Like it.
He got a lot of weight on him. I think he's bigger than him, maybe 40 pounds, man. I think a little bit more than 30.
He goes 224. I think 324. I think Buck was around 290, 295, scratching on 300, but he wasn't quite, from what I understand. He looked like it though last year.
Kinlaw got a lot of power.
Yeah, see.
He blocks off. He's going to be in the backfield. I'm telling you, man. It's going to be good. And when the draft was happening, Kinlaw was a guy on my board. I wanted him, and we got him, so I was happy. So
Were you? Hey, Omar, you know how we were crying about a wide receiver? Were you one of the people that spoke up for Kinlaw? There's about 3 or 4 of you, not many, because everybody had their wide receiver. It was either Lamb, Judy, or Ruggs, and then we started looking at the other guys. But yeah, Kinlaw was no.
For the draft, I even mentioned him when I called your radio station. I forgot the date, but it was way before the draft, and I said, like this guy Kinlaw, I like this kid. Good. He dominated in the Senior Bowl in Alabama.
Oh.
He dominated. I think one of the scouts were there for the 49ers, and he said, "I already seen enough." He was just dominating. It was like men against boys out there.
I saw him knocking guys over like a bowling ball, knocking pins down. It's crazy. I just hope that, they've already said they don't see any one-on-one by guys, even in the NFL, even now, that are going to be able to stop Kinlaw.
You're not even mentioning Bosa or D Ford, so, I mean, come on.
Every now and then, Omar, you got to line him up. Line up Nick as soon as what's name gets his feet under and Kinlaw gets himself all set up. Put Bosa on the other side along next to Kinlaw. How you gonna double team? You guys gonna double team? You got 5 guys over there working on Bosa and Kinlaw. I love it. Oh God.
That was real smart to put them together. Like that would be really cool. I mean, perhaps why not?
Eric Armstead would probably start laughing as soon as he looked to his what? Quarterback, let me introduce myself. Bam! Yo, oh, hey, Omar, we ran out of time, Omar. Let me see tomorrow. Definitely not gonna miss tomorrow.
Okay. All right, man. I just want to give you a big shout out. Thanks for the platform, Ronbo. You have a good night.
Thanks, fam. You too. Imagine that, will you? All right, Nick. All right. How'd you like to play next to your buddy? Who? Javon. Yeah, let's do it. All right. When I say Black 29, that's you and Javon. All right. Bam. Boom. Boom. Explosion. And Dak Prescott, he saw the ball come to him, and that's the last thing Prescott saw. as it looks like they're bringing out the dock off the side of the field. We're going to time out. We're going to pause for this and be right back and continue with 49ers versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dion!
Ronbo, what's going on, brother?
I'm painting scenarios, man. I just seen Javon Kinlaw and Nick coming at him and Dak Prescott at the same time. What a pretty picture, boy. Bam! That Hollywood post, what do you call it? Billboard offensive line of the Cowboys got manhandled. Dang, we have a team right now that just looks crazy good. And it's not an exaggeration this year. This team's insanely built. We need to win the Super Bowl this year because I don't know if we can pay all these people next year. But where's your mind on this?
Ronbo, first off, let me start by saying I love our coach. I really do.
Ain't he special?
My coach is awesome. Watching that interview today made me proud. I said to myself, wow, it's great to be a Niner fan. Look at the stuff that we do. Look at what Jed York has done with the donating of the money. Look how things have been handled. Glad we don't have dumbasses like Vic Fangio and Drew Brees on our team, to just fuck shit up. But
Right.
I mean, it's what happens when you're a franchise that is held in such high esteem and you live up to it. That's just what happens. I just had to get that out the way.
And you
then,
were right to do so. Yeah, I agree.
And shout out to Dre and, what I'm saying, his new channel, Niners All Day. If y'all have not hit that like and subscribe button, Dre is doing work with his boy Bronze. The man is beasting it out there. Dre, if you still listening, I got you, brother. I love you. I'm so proud of the platform, man. You are killing the game.
Yes, you know how Dre is. Of course he would. He gonna do it Dre style. It's can't be nothing but good.
That's right. And on to the embarrassment of riches we have on the offensive and defensive side. There's nothing that anyone can do. To me, the only issue I see this offseason is getting George Kittle's agent to stop being money hungry and allow us to sign Mr. Kittle for a fair deal. $14 million is $4 million over what any other tight end is getting paid.
And beyond the salary cap, D. I mean, I'm not beyond the salary cap, but beyond the franchise tag, way beyond it.
If we tag George gets about $10 million. That's about what he
or 11, because I think Weston gets 10-6.
Yeah. So it's about 11. But at the end of the day, there won't be anything that's going to happen. And to your Dak Prescott comment, I think we're going to be blowing up Andy Dalton as of right now.
I forgot.
Remember, he ain't signed us. So we will be blowing up Andy Dalton. We already know what we did to him last time we saw Andy Dalton.
Yeah. So, Red Rifle never fired.
The only difference is he'll have a better O-line in front of him. But that won't mean anything because we're still going to go ahead and kill them. Remember, we got Kerry Hyder understands the defense is being run over there. So we can just pick his brain on what these people like to do, what so-and-so's weaknesses are, and exploit them very happily. We snatched that dude from Arizona, and we can exploit their defense and what they like to do. And we can get that little squirrel, as DeForest Buckner called Kyler Murray so affectionately. We can get that little squirrel around back there and sack him, as Dre came in and got his first sack of the season when he got him. He slipped, but hey, sack is a sack no matter how you record it. The one thing that I will tell you is I do not see us taking a step backward. The only thing that I will tell everyone is, for me, I'm pumping the brakes on Jerick McKinnon and him being just this immediate impact player. The reason being is because Kyle Shanahan's offense is very, very complex. And if you don't play in it, just looking at it on the sidelines is not going to cut it. You got to be in this offense.
He got a full off season before he went down, though. He's not going to be completely ignorant about it.
It's just, for me, it's an off season. But the thing is you got to play in it. You got to learn it. You got to live it. And I would just pump the brakes on that because you don't know how it's going to be. He's still got to get hit. You know what I mean? He's still got to get back into football shape. So I suggest we
They'll bring
see
him
a
along
ton
slow.
of Jerick McKinnon.
He'll probably bring him along slow.
I suggest we see a lot of Jerick McKinnon in the preseason. I do. I say give him a nice little bit of a load, even though it's a vanilla offense.
If there is a lot of preseason games, you know, what you want to do, though, you do want to get him out there and get some contact for sure.
Exactly. That's the thing. Just let him get hit. You know what I mean? That'll put him back in the football state because football players will tell you that. Any football player will tell you, hey, man, you can prepare all off season, but until you get in football shape, meaning you actually play football games, you're not there yet. So even with Jason Garrett, we need to work him to death in the preseason games. Why? So he can get his feet back under him. If he wants to return to form and earn a spot on this team, he needs to put in the work. And the preseason is good for that.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
really looked bad after all them years off last year. My God, that was
he had all the time off. He came in and got taken up top on something that if he would have had a little bit, you know, probably a game or two under him, that wouldn't have happened because it would have been muscle memory. He would have just automatically knew,
reflexes
hey, let me be the
sharper.
Barrett that I was, and I won't. You know, I'll be a little sharper. But I'm telling you, the thing for me is I can't wait for this DB battle. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm because we have everybody fighting for a spot. The only person I can tell you right now that's not fighting for a spot is K1 and Uncle Sherm.
There you go.
Because those two guys,
they got it locked up.
You know, ain't nobody playing nickel. Ain't nobody playing nickel like K1 does. And nobody's going to stop like Sherm does.
And that is the truth. D, we go. We'll see what happens. Actually, we got to see what we got as far as the UDFAs who always have a shock or two in there, but we'll see. All right, fam. We'll see you tomorrow.
Colton McKivitz, mark my words. That man is going to shock some people. Colton McKivitz.
I like him.
He will get you. In training camp, you're going to be like, what? I knew this dude was cold. But, hey, man, I appreciate the platform, Ronbo. Thank you for what you do. You are the best at what you do. Continue to do it.
Thanks, D.
Subscribe to Dre's channel, man. Niners all day. Subscribe.
There you go. There's D. And make sure to click up on D. D loves to talk that football. All right, D. Talk to you later, fam. QB. You know, I love when people say we have the fourth most difficult schedule. You know what? As I said, you know how you see them National Geographic documentaries, and you see that big cat walking through the jungle, and they show the camera, other animals jumping and running and scattering. The monkeys out there making noise. The deer, elk, or whatever out there start thundering out of the sight. You know who that big cat is, don't you? He's wearing a 49er jersey as he walks through the jungle. We are the Predators. We don't have a fourth difficult schedule. All the teams we play, they have it on their calendar said, oh, God, we got the 49ers on this date. They are not difficult. That is not the word to employ. Derek! Derek.
Hey, Ronbo.
Derek! How you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? Hey,
Oh, man,
I'm pretty good, man.
I'm just sitting there talking smack about the Niners. The boys are so tough. And the thing is, Derek, they have actually, the brick by brick we was talking about 3 years ago? We was like weak. Yeah. We was on the first floor pouring concrete, trying to get the basement in and everything. And now, man, we're sitting up on the fourth floor talking about looking out the window saying, all you little squirrels down there trying to get a nut. This house is built. Stay off my lawn. Derek, domination.
Yeah.
That team is ready to kick some butt. Now, a year to put it together. Jimmy G ain't got to be healing up this offseason. All he's got to do now is focus on the game. Come on in there and get sharp with the receivers. The run game, as you know, is one of the best in the NFL, if not the best. The defense is just wicked. We got to. This is the year to win that Super Bowl. If we don't win it, it'll be kind of, a little bit of a nasty thing because we don't know who's coming back next year. But right now, 49ers will beat the hell out of any team. I don't care who they are. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think we're primed. I'm Rebel D in the chat. Speaking about my
Okay.
man
Did
Trent Taylor.
you say Rumple?
I mean,
R-U-M-P-L-E?
Rebel D.
Oh, Rebel,
Rebellion D.
R-E-B-E-L. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rebel D.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. Yeah. But Trent Taylor, man, I'm glad he's back. I
Yeah.
don't think he's gonna get beat out for a
No.
spot. And I mean our defense. I mean, Ronbo, like you said, we got depth all over the place. So it's time to go. And I mean, really, the Super Bowl, the cheats. I mean, really, if anybody put a blueprint out, it was the referees. They put a
Ain't that
blueprint
the
out
truth?
here. I wouldn't say the cheats. Yeah, because I mean, we could have just kept running it with Debo and Raheem, and we would have killed them. But I mean, live and you learn. So we'll be back. I think we have some of the best depth overall team-wise in the NFL right now. No question.
Rebel, I just want to ask you one question. Back just a second. How do you, we need to hold a whole show on this one too. How do you deal with refs that are clearly leaning in the opposite direction? I really, how do you work with that? Has anybody ever come up with an answer for that question?
The only answer really, Ronbo, it's kind of a sports-wide thing when you talk about bad refereeing. And the best way that I've ever heard it, and the only way I've ever heard it, is don't ever leave it up. Just like in UFC fights and anything, tennis, anything, Ronbo. You don't leave it in the judge's
To the refs.
hands. So Kyle, and we have one of the best offensive play callers in the league. I mean, blow them out. Hey, no problem. Just blow them out. Don't leave it close enough to where they can finagle
Make that
things.
decision all of a sudden.
Just like in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Just like in the Super Bowl. It only took a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
They were throwing Jimmy on his neck out of bounds. They were punching him in the face. I mean, but
no call.
that's what I say, Ronbo. Hey, put it out of reach. Put it out of reach this time. So, they were holding Nick Bosa all game too. That was the other thing. But
Derek, you know what? Though? I just want to add one more thing to that, though. I'd get in trouble, I'm sure. But I would start instructing my offensive line. All right, listen, guys. Apparently, holding is okay today. Now, don't do it so it's clearly obvious. But every now and then, you can grab a jersey, delay them, do whatever you got to do, and let's see what happens with it. If we get the call the first time, we'll back off. If not, let's do that until they stop us. I think I would. It would backfire possibly, but it might be effective. Now we're equal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and then, Ronbo, you got to look at it this way. We already know what our team has in the run game. Now, you give us a beastly air attack, what are they going to do?
Nothing.
I mean, even if they put a blueprint out, that's for the run. What are you going to do?
Derek, everything's coming out of play action. They're not going to know whether when Kyle Shanahan's running his offense as he likes to, everything comes out of play action. Run, pass, everything. There's no way for you to sit on that.
No, there's no way. And then, I mean, we're loaded, like I said, especially that receiver room. And one more thing before I go ahead and get off so you can get to the next call, Ronbo. Kevin Coleman. I don't know. Does anybody know how many fumbles he had last year? When people keep bringing him up about letting them go when I don't think he didn't have a fumble. I don't believe he fumbled
when he got
one
hurt,
time last year.
when he got hurt, did he fumble on that play? I think that was the only time I remember him fumbling.
I think he just kind of like stutter stepped and then kind of walked off because that was the ankle injury, I believe.
No, the one where he hurt is the shoulder.
I don't think he.
He hurt his shoulder
no,
toward the end of the
fumble
season.
On that. Yeah,
he didn't fumble on that, huh?
I don't think he fumbled on that play.
No, he's ball security. He takes care of the ball, no doubt about it.
Is that, and Shanahan, if he's going to scold you for losing the ball, he's got to praise you for holding on to it.
Yeah.
That's only right.
Oh yeah.
So, but Ronbo, good to be back, man. I work with the Postal Service, so things have been kind of up and down with us because of it. Being out there and dealing with people one-on-ones and stuff. But I haven't really seen any effects of it. Knock on wood. But just everybody out there on the front lines. Everybody keep doing your thing. Keep your distance. Wash your hands. Take care of each other. I mean,
Derek,
be safe.
And we're proud of your work, what you do, fam. All right?
Yeah,
just let you know we appreciate you. All right.
Yes, sir. Take care, Ronbo.
You too, Derek. Look forward to hearing from you again now. Take it easy out there. Be careful, as you say. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. Hey, and we was just talking about him too. Will Dollar Bill
Ronbo.
Will, to make exact, in case there's any other Will, this is the authentic Will. Will, where you at, man? It sound like you at a restaurant.
No, I'm at the crib. What's going on, Ronbo, man?
Your house is a lot like mine was. When I was a kid, man, people used to call me, man. I used to be, Rod, man, you at, man? You at home or what? Oh, man, you know how it is around here, man. This is, when you look out your window, especially the neighbors, if you see the roof jumping, that's my house, man. Ain't no, it's uncivilized in this house, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it's something.
But, well, hey.
But yeah,
well,
man, what's going on?
Oh, man, I'm looking at, like, as you look at this roster right now, they are at the peak as far as building that roster. They look grisly.
Oh, yeah.
They look unstopped depth, frontline starters. I mean, somebody can lose a job if they get hurt this year because somebody come off the bench and set them down from now on. Ask Dante Pettis about that. So, this is what I'm saying. It's another year where the 49ers are just tough. But I'm worried because next year, man, everybody's damn contract is expiring. Some serious dudes. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. I figure that they're going to finally sign George Kittle. But I'm really worried Trent Williams don't play with him. You got to get him signed. And, so they were cutting fat. But we got to win this year, man. What do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, man, I think the 49ers are in a good position right now. And I think that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan knows which priorities are important. They know which player is very important to the team. I think they have a plan in place for now in the future. And I think they're going to be able to get things done to where we can keep talent on this football team. I mean, because we got a big window, and we need to keep that window open. And I think that Kyle and John, man, I really think they got a plan in place, man. I know it's going to be
Seems
a lot
they
of
always
players
do.
that's going to be. Yeah, I mean,
And they had your plan in place. Will, we was arguing with you like crazy. Ain't no Javon Kinlaw coming here. And Will stood by his boy, still did not move. Sure enough, there's Kinlaw in a 49er jersey.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
It's a good plan. I'm buying it now.
Oh yeah, and he's going to be a good piece to this team. I mean, I really believe he's not going to be a bust. I mean, the dude is a monster, man, and I believe he's going to mesh pretty well with this defensive line that we got.
Surrounded by beasts. Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and I wanna give a shout out to D Ford for making the right decision and go ahead and get surgery on that knee so he can he can be back to top form. I mean, he said he had surgery on his knee. He said he's been feeling great. He haven't had any setbacks. So if D Ford plays all 15 games this year, man, I mean that you talking about a D line. You're talking about a D line that's going to be better than last year. Because whenever D Ford is on the field, that defensive line eats. Whenever he's on the field, when you have Bosa and Ford coming from the outside at the same time, man, you seen it against Tampa Bay.
Yes,
right.
And he's healthy.
Yes,
that makes it crazy.
Exactly, man. You seen it against Tampa Bay. You seen how Ford and Bosa closed in on Jameis Winston and threw a pick to seal the game to win the football game.
And the only reason why Nick missed him that time, inexperience. Nick got that experience now. Will, how many points? Yeah. Remember that first 3 or 4 games, the 49ers would stop at 17 points, and that last 6 or 7 or 3 points will be just because they just got tired of clowning them teams? What could you expect this year with that healthy team? Ooh, if you get 10 points.
I'm telling you, this, not only the defense, but speaking from an offensive perspective, man, this about to get dangerous. I mean, teams need to be on notice who we play this season, man, because you got Ayuk and Debo. You got Ayuk and Debo who can possibly both be getting jet sweeps, RPOs, along with Jalen Hurd and Bourne and all those guys, man. I mean, these guys are coming back off injury, and if they don't have any setbacks and are playing next year, this 49ers offense is going to be a problem, a serious problem. I mean, teams need to be really focused. They need to be doing their homework because Kyle Shanahan changes his playbook every year.
It ain't gonna help.
You know, he always throws in his little tweaks and whatnot. You may think you saw the same play from last year, then it's something totally different. And now you got additional players on this team that got talent. It's serious, man. I mean, teams really need to take this seriously because Kyle Shanahan is not going. He is not playing around this year. After 20-10 lead in the Super Bowl and then we lose it, you know, Kyle Shanahan will piss the F off. So he's in the lab, man. He's in the lab doing some stuff, man. And I also want to give a shout out to Kyle Shanahan too about his interview today, man. He spoke the truth. He didn't hold anything back, man. He spoke the truth and it made perfect sense. So shout out to Kyle, man. Jay York did a great job at hiring this man and hiring John Lynch. So I mean, I'm proud of this organization, man. So that's my take for tonight, man. This team is going to be dangerous this coming up season, man. So we just need to sit back, relax, man, and watch it unfold. Because yeah, man. So all right, Ronbo. So that's it, man.
Good stuff. Good to hear from you too, man. Because we was wondering, where is Will? We hadn't seen you in like a week, maybe longer.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been working, man, overtime, man. You know, trying to get this money, man. But yeah, man, shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fan, man. My player partner Dre, Trade, Biggest Show Rules. So shout out to the Rumble Sports Fan Club. Nah, you guys, man. I want to give a special shout out to Fox Sports 1 for firing Jason Whitlock.
When?
They fired him last week during a Fox Sports Zoom conference. The man is out, man. He's out.
Okay, I'll read the details on that. I love it. His big water head. That's such good news. I love it. Yeah.
He's gone, man. Hey, Ronbo. When I found out, I went on Twitter and I added his name. I said, "Thank God, Jason Whitlock is gone. Let me let Jimmy G know." So, you know, that was his biggest critic. So.
I gotta go find your tweet. I'm gonna repost it. Retweet. All right, man. Let me see you tomorrow. I hope you get a chance to get back in here tomorrow. All right. Night, Will.
All right.
You too, fam. Isn't that nice? Whitlock with his Niner-hating self. Out of here! You know what's so funny? As bad as Stephen A. Smith, as mad as he makes me, I actually don't want him fired because I want to be able to take shots at his. Ooh, Tyler!
Ronbo, my man.
Tyler.
Hey, yo, can I flip my headphones on real quick?
Please.
Give me just
Rod, man, Whitlock had more than a fat neck. The fat all up in his big water head. And Whitlock said, dude, you have to measure him to get him a helmet. They got to get him a special custom-made helmet. Hey, Tyler, how you been doing?
Ronbo. I've been doing okay, man. I have some things on my mind I want to talk about. I'm concerned. The NFL, man, with what's going on, if they play without fans,
I know.
We're really in some trouble next year with the salary cap.
I know.
So it's Super Bowl or bust, man. Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah.
We got to win it this year because I don't know what's coming next year. So we got to get it this year.
I just, I got to think, Tyler, I got a feeling maybe midway through the season, because the NFL's not going to want to put up with that losing that kind of money. And if things finally get to a place where it looks like it's okay, maybe, you wear all the things, you protect yourself. And I got a feeling maybe midway through the season, they might allow fans. Because I can't imagine just going indefinitely with no fans in the NBA, in Major League Baseball. No fans anymore? That's billions of dollars in a 12-month period.
Like, you got to think about it, man. You got to think about it. Like, I feel like with the NFL, look, it's far enough away and states are opening up. I feel like if you can go and get a haircut, you can go to the grocery store.
you can go to a football game.
You can go to a freaking football game. First of all, that's outdoors for one thing.
Yeah, hey.
Most of the time.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Not just that.
But even in those huge stadiums with the domes, that's still a lot of space. You just crank that
and
AC.
Mark Cuban has a plan. Mark Cuban was talking about the Dallas Mavericks and his idea, and he was saying they want families and people that know other people who happen to be like friends or something. They want them to all go there together and like sit in groups as opposed to like sitting with strangers you don't know. So maybe they can get some fans.
Hey, that's
not likely immediately, but they can get some fans to go in.
because you know, Tony, here's the thing. You know those luxury boxes they got up in every stadium, right? I figure that those are probably easier to, as far as secure. Because I think you get your food and stuff brought to you. You know that would be one thing. I don't know how personnel would have to increase. It's the stands that are the problem, and you got to keep people separated. But then that's only going to give you like a third of what should be in the stadium, right? So, but that's better than nothing. And then if that works as an experiment, you increase the population a lot higher, or the capacity. There's ways to work it in.
Yeah, like I feel like what they should do have everybody put on like hand sanitizer and stuff when they go in, and then if they, like I don't, to be honest, I don't like wearing masks. I don't do it if I don't have to.
Oh yeah,
but
especially
they could encourage the people to do it. Wouldn't be a bad thing. We'd have fans. They should encourage people to wear them when they go in.
Or give everybody biological suits and microphones in the suit.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody's sitting up there looking like aliens. Oh, God.
Yeah.
But no fans is going to be no fun.
Yeah. And I saw a clip of Jimmy putting in that work with the receivers. So
yes,
that was encouraging.
Yeah.
I just think we've got to bring it back this year, man. Got to bring it back.
And look a lot easier this year. If the offense knows what they're doing, and that's all it took last year. If the offense knows what it's doing, the defense isn't even going to be working as hard as they did last year because they're not going to be on the field as much as they were last year. Everything predicates around how well that offense does. Everything.
Yeah. And I think like our offense is going to be good and our defense is going to be great. But the problem is you get into a deal where we have, like, our salary cap is not great right now.
Oh.
But if the league loses the money that they're going to lose this year, then next year we might have to cut some players that are really good.
They're going to have to cut some anyway.
And then I mean, we might have not like just let them walk in free agency. Like we might have to literally cut some of our top paid players, which I don't think that seems right. I thought the league raised their debt ceiling to prevent something like that from happening, but I guess that was for a different reason.
Well, you can never see there's a pandemic coming. You don't actually, when you're coming up with that and legislating all that stuff, you don't figure in a pandemic to come in and just wipe everything out like that. God, we got 40 million.
They did it because of that, though. They raised the debt ceiling because of that, and I don't know exactly what they did it for. Then, if it's not to keep teams from going under the salary cap.
It was Regis legislation, so maybe, it had to be for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why it ain't going to work, but I'm kind of worried about. I'm anxious to see how the league's going to handle that because if it goes down so much, we can't just I can't imagine the league being like, okay, you got to cut all these players. It just wouldn't make any sense to me. But
Dre said something the other day about funds being allocated for this. I don't know what the figure was, but it seemed to cover a lot of what we're talking about. Tyler, we ran out of time. But you know what? I'm going to look into this. You look into it. I'll look into it. Let's see if we can come up with exactly what is going on with that. And so we can either relax or go into full panic. God.
All right. Bang, bang, Niner gang. This is, we got to bring it back this year. Niner Empire, Niner for life, forever faithful. Win, lose, or tie, Niner till I die.
Yeah.
Love you, Ronbo.
Hey, love you back, fam.
Niner gang, Colts personality. Peace out.
Night, Tyler. Hey, Mel, bang, bang, Niner gang.
know what time it is when you hear that bang bang. What's up, Ronbo?
Mel, man, I'm just sitting there and I was enjoying. I was looking at all things being equal. Read a few articles yesterday, and I noticed they're right. The 49ers, if you're not going to win the Super Bowl this year, when? You guys have got everything you need to just steamroll just about 99% of the NFL. So don't fall down on this. Get it done. And I says, you know what? Even though you don't want to put that kind of pressure in your own mind, they're right. This is it. The 49ers are not to be, they ain't nobody's second fiddle. What do you think?
Nah, I don't think there's any cause for panic. I don't think that we're just going to fall off a cliff after this year. Yes, there are players that, we're going to have to say goodbye to, but such is life. And I just think that the culture that we're building is going to carry us, man. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Again, not focusing on the names on the back of the jerseys, but the name on the front.
Oh.
We have, as long as we keep the nucleus and a strong core of our playmakers, we'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we got to keep in mind, too, going forward. Players got to, but emotional ties are really hard to break. Although, Mel, how you feeling about DeForest Buckner? Are you gotten over that yet?
I've been over it, Ronbo. I was over it when it happened.
I was thinking he was going to say, yeah, I'm cool. Mel's been done with that. I am, too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I was over it when it happened, man. When I found out that he turned down 18, when I found out what he wanted,
yes.
Yeah, I was over it.
That made it easy,
again,
too.
The thing is, Buckner's value, he was more valuable when our defense was just butt cheek dust, when we were just awful. Because of
and we
the
got
fact that
money everywhere.
He's a playmaker.
Yep.
He was the bright spot on that defense, and we needed him. But when you have the amount of playmakers that we have,
yeah, we can afford
he's
one.
not as important as he was. He's still DeForest Buckner. He's still great. I still love him. I'm always going to love him. But not worth that money. Definitely not worth the money that he was asking for. And you see what we got for trading him.
Yeah. Lucky. Can we get that lucky every year, please, Mel, is what I'm thinking. Whew.
Ron, we were panicking. We were trying to figure out how we were going to re-sign Armstead and Jimmy Ward and just all of these players. And that one move with DeForest Buckner got us everybody back for the most part.
Genius.
Everybody that really mattered.
Genius.
Right. And Emmanuel Sanders makes me laugh. Now you see what his quarterback is doing and going through, and he's tweeting pissed off about it. I'm not on Twitter, but I heard he's pissed off. And
him and the other wide receiver. What's their all-star?
Yeah. What's his face?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what his name is. Yeah, man. Get them out of here. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to see him. But, I'm excited about this season, and we're going to be great for a long time. So we definitely need to go to the Super Bowl and win it, because there's never a guarantee that you're going to get back to the dance. But I do believe that as long as we keep Lynch and Shanahan, we will be in contention every year.
And they're so brilliant at what they do, Mel. I got full faith in them. They pulled off a number during this offseason and during this draft. But that's up there with Walsh and McVay. Them boys did some work.
Period.
Yes.
Period. They definitely did. And I told you, I'm going to keep saying it. Mark my words, Kinlaw is going to be better than DeForest Buckner in this defense. Am I saying that Kinlaw is just going to be a better overall player than DeForest Buckner? Nope. In this defense, he's going to work out better. This dude is nasty, man. He's the kind of nasty that this football team has evolved into. Depot played with a half a chip on his shoulder. This guy, Kinlaw, has a whole attitude problem, man, and I love it.
I do. And look what he's been through, Mel. Look at his background. That's big as he is, that's a scary thing. Now he can let all that rage go, especially they hold that carrot in front of him of a huge payday. Boy, our guys need to stay out the way.
He's a throwback. He's a throwback to the Ronnie Lott and Bill Romanowskis of the NFL. this dude wants to punish you. Man. He's on his clubber land. Like, what's the forecast for this fight? Hey.
Mel?
Yep.
You faded out.
Yeah, hold on.
It sounds like Mel standing under Niagara Falls.
My bad. Yeah, I'm at work right now. Working at Double. I just stepped outside. This jerk off just almost ran me over with a cart.
We'll see that.
What a jerk.
That's why you got to keep a box of rocks next to you. Go ahead.
We're going to be fine. We're going to beat up on teams this year, and I think I brought this up before. If you look at the games last year, where both the offense and the defense were playing well, those games weren't even close. There was never a point in any of those contests where it was a competition. Never. And we're going to see a lot more of that this year because it's going to be more consistent. Another year under Kyle's offensive system is going to be much more consistent, man. So yeah, Ronbo, Nick Mullins is going to get a lot of playing time this year.
I want him in there midway through the fourth quarter. Every other week, for sure. Nick Mullins was coming in to finish up the game as Garoppolo goes off the field. You can't say to a large applause because, Mel, I tell you, we got to have fans in the stands, man. I wish something to get this worked out. Anyway.
Man, I'm going, Ronbo. They're not stopping me.
They can't stop Mel.
I'll pose as security. I'll pose as a player. I'll do something, but they're not stopping me from getting in these stadiums.
No, when that happens, Mel, you got to do a selfie and post it up so we can say, oh, look at this, Mel. That's our guy. He made it.
No doubt. Yeah, they come home this year. Like, they come to where I live. They play the Giants and the Jets back to back. I'm in there.
You'll figure it out. I know you, Mel. All right, fam. Mel, I'm going to see you tomorrow, okay?
All right, my bro. All
right, Mel.
Bro, I'll be back tomorrow.
Looking for you, too. Night.
Bang, bang. You already know.
Niner gang.
Okay.
Look at he's New Jersey Niner. Catch him on YouTube. Mel is a busy man. Hey, let me haul him in here. Niner! Wait a minute. Wait. I know you want to know what's in that cup. I'll never tell you. China! It's the Alabama way. It's the ride.
Guess what?
Yo.
Finally, the rod has come back to Ronbo Live.
Yes. Rod.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Rod, how do you feel about Jason Whitlock?
Jason who?
I like that. That's what we could be saying from now. They let his big waterhead go at Fox. I don't know the details, but I heard Jason last week he did something. Jason, that's it, man. You out of here, man. Pick up your stuff. No, you got to pick up your stuff. We'll mail it to you and just call it a day. I love it. Never did like that, man.
Hey, let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split, baby.
Hey, Rod, I'm thinking now, as you look at this 49er roster, we've been building it for 3 years. The brick by brick thing, it's come to, we can now put that golden doorknob on the front door. Rod, this team is stacked. They can steamroll any team in the league as they're currently built with the coaching staff that we got. I mean, that's why I said 49ers best win that Super Bowl this year because they got muscle this year they may not have next year, not Fuller. So, I'm thinking, damn, I don't want to be thinking like that, but they're right. That roster is tough. Get it now, Niners. Don't wait. What do you think, Rod? Is this it? Are we bad?
Couldn't agree with you more, man. I tell you what, I'm gonna start on the defensive side, though. Let me add on some fuel. As far as Buckner, he was a beast. The man came into the league with more snaps than any rookie in the league, am I not mistaken. And then he also played in Chip Kelly's defense
which
Ooh.
that team barely got any rest. So
Ooh,
I
that's
mean, hey,
right.
D Buck was a beast. But let
Think
me tell
about
you
that.
something. D Buck came from Oregon. My boy Kinlaw come from the SEC, baby. He battle tested it.
Don't say nothing, Dre.
He
He's
just
right.
furthermore, dude, I don't care what you say. Look, the footage ain't gonna lie. Dude is a better pass rusher at the DT than Buck. I'm telling you.
It's got
It's way
stats to
see.
prove it.
Absolutely. And I mean, not only that, man, but what I'm really excited about is that not only are we getting DJ Jones back, but we're getting my boy Ronald Blair back.
Oh.
We ain't talked about Ronald. We talk about Nick Bosa, that's a given. We talk about D Ford, that's a given. D Ford might be a first and second down type of player anymore. He might just be strictly third downs now.
And that's fine with me. Keep him fresh. Don't let him be sitting over there talking about, oh, my leg. And I kicked my leg. D, come on, man. It's third down. Let's go. So, yeah.
The versatility of this defensive line, man, I think is going to be something serious. Your boy, with the coach, Chris, how you pronounce his name?
Kasurik. Yeah.
Man, that dude right there, man, he did something to that defensive line, man.
Didn't he? He changed that.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
God.
You know how we used to always brag about Jim Tomsula when he had the D-line? Dude, man, he looks even better, man. I must say.
Yeah. Because Jimmy did a great job. But you're right. Kasurik makes these guys look like them teams that we always look upon and said, damn, got to get ready for that. Now teams got to get ready for us. and I tell you what, over in Green Bay, man, Rodgers wants nothing more to do with the 49ers.
Of course not. I mean, he might as well just go ahead and wipe the tears. We know you wanted us to draft it, dog. But, I mean, it didn't happen. Life goes on.
Yeah, he wanted to whoop a
butt
last year. Yeah, I know.
But, let me add this too, man. But I'm also feeling like, Akello Weatherspoon, was a guy who played exceptionally well at the beginning of the season before the injury.
Yep.
I am really, really pulling for him to at least make a real case for competition against my boy
Mosley.
E-Man. Yeah.
Hey, hold up. I respect you, my brother. There will be no.
He hates the comparison between the SEC and the rest of the collegiate ranks.
I love all college football. But I did the numbers, buddy. Okay? The Pac-12 has 44 Hall of Famers. The SEC has 39.
Dre.
Went from 8 teams to 10 teams to 12 teams.
Dre,
the SEC consistency had 12 teams, bro. Let's not disrespect the fact like that, my brother.
Dre, one thing I want to add to that, though. Come back. I want you to give me from 2000 and 2005 or so to now and crunch those numbers.
I'm going to crunch those numbers. I'll be back later.
All right.
All right.
Boy,
don't ever interrupt the rod again like that. Know your roles, Brony.
You see, Dre he can't stand it when people, the SEC, since they've been dominating the last few years. I mean, LSU just did something. When's the last time a team sent their whole team
if you
to the
really,
pros?
really want to go numbers for numbers, not to cut you off, Ronbo, the last time the they was in the college national title game, Oregon played against Auburn, and Auburn spanked that ass with Cam Newton. So I'm just saying, numbers don't mean shit when it comes to victories and losses.
We can go like this all day with some of these games, because since SC used to dominate and Stanford used to get involved, it hasn't been a lot that wasn't south of the Mason-Dixon line. This is why I'm Northern Cali, born and raised, but I looks down and I say, man, y'all, I got to tell you right now, they got some ball players down
come on
south.
Now. The rod ain't saying that there's no respect at all. I mean, hell, the Niners are in the West Coast, so of course I love the West Coast. I respect it as well. But you got to be realistic at the same time and say, is the level of competition the same? I mean, if you want to have that argument right there, we can have it all day. But I mean, as far as me just saying, DeForest Buckner versus Kinlaw coming out of college, I like Kinlaw's upside a little bit more. And I mean, we can agree to disagree on that. But I mean, we still Niners, so no disrespect to him. I think he brought some good points up, but I just think that Justin Kinlaw will probably fit in a little bit better.
There you go. All right, Rob, we done ran out of time due to having fun with Dre, so we're gonna continue tomorrow.
Yeah, Auburn won by 3 points. I'm not a weirdo, but the bottom line is 3 points, 1 point, 1.5 points. A loss is a loss.
Yeah.
A loss is a loss.
Amen.
Deal with it. Now give me that exit, Ronbo.
Yeah! Niners! So the Rod. Like Rod.
Last name, Barry.
It's just Rod. Dre is, when you know how Dre, when he's like a pit bull. Once he gets his teeth in there, that jaw just locks up. Santana!
What's up, Ronbo?
Santana, it is time for the sixth. It's time for the sixth Lombardi to find its place, its rightful place, in the 49ers showcase, and put us amongst the best. You know, Santana, it means so many things. It'll tie us with the Steelers and Patriots. We'll finally stop arguing with the Cowboys as to who's the greatest team in franchise history. I mean, should I say Super Bowl era? And put them where they belong, below our feet. And then move toward becoming the best of all time with a seventh Lombardi. I believe that Shanahan and Lynch will bring 2 trophies. At what length of time is hard to say. Because right now, Santana, the 49ers are brutes. They are strong in every position. It's the time is right now. They got this. They got the maturity they needed last year. They got the coaching staff in place. What they have, they got Jimmy G is not worried about his leg this year, rehabbing like he was this time last year. Santana, this team is ready to rock and roll. But they got to do it now, Santana. We're gonna lose some players next year.
Ronbo, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I believe we're gonna win more than just 2 Lombardis, man. With Kyle and John. I mean, just what I see from those guys, you know, how they turned that team around. You know, it's crazy.
In 3 years, that's true.
You know, so it's just the beginning. What we're looking at right now is just the beginning of Kyle and John Lynch reign in the NFL. You know, so I mean, Kyle, man, he's just a genius. You know, he's just like a new generation of a coach. You know,
true.
Like, so I trust in his system. That I just believe that anybody we let go and we just bring in will work for our team just because of the system, you know. So, you know, like you know, it's like George Kittle, where if he doesn't sign or you know, if he's too expensive to keep, you know, I believe John and Kyle will let him go or trade him away or something. But
you know what? You don't have to do that.
But they're not.
They can save money if they franchise tag him. You know what I'm saying? But they want to do right by him.
Yeah.
So his agents got to stop clowning. Yeah. But they could save money. $11 million? They can afford $11 million. But they're trying to give him 14. Yeah. No, 14 million ain't enough. What? See, this is the problem right now. They ain't leaving.
What I'm trying to say is that if George Kittle was to leave, whatever the 49ers, I just believe Kyle and Shanahan will find a replacement that'll work for the team. You know, it's just that. You know, we can't fall in love with players, Ronbo. We can't, you know, like sometimes we gotta let players go. Yeah. You know, like we gotta watch out for the team. We gotta be a team that is consistent every year, in and out. You know, and what John and Kyle are doing, they're bringing in young talent. They barely sign people off the free agency, and when they do sign people, it's just people that are gonna fit the system. You know. And that gives the young players that they draft to kind of develop without that pressure of having to perform at that moment, you know, where it lets them develop and then it gives them it gives them a chance to get hungry to compete for a spot, you know, and help them develop as a player. Like Deebo Samuels, you know, when they brought in Emmanuel Sanders, I feel like it kind of took off a pressure off of Deebo in that wide receiving room where all that pressure was not on them. And then we saw that after that, they started performing pretty well, you know. So,
So I mean, but I believe Kyle and John Lynch are doing the right thing, and I'm looking at maybe 4 by the time this is said and done, maybe 5. 5 Lombardi, baby,
Well, they carry themselves because they got a lot of swag, and that's why it's not too far in estimation. It's not far fetched. So yeah, I agree. They got the potential to do really great things because they seem to know where the good players are. Who is Dre Greenlaw? Who is that? Who was George Kittle for that matter? Who are these people?
They have an eye on when they do their drafts. They have an eye on players.
And they
might
who
have
fits.
missed on. They might have missed on Solomon Thomas and Dante Pettis, but I mean, the talent was there. But
you had to bring them up, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean,
Freddie Warner.
There, but,
You go to bring him out. What kind of Fred Warner? Who knew about him?
You see,
Big show.
George Kittle. George Kittle. And then you got the O line. They just drafted the young ones. What is it? Brown School.
Yeah. Oh, Brunskill. Yeah. School. So, Brunskill. They got from the XFL, but School. They picked him up. He had a problem last year, but he could be a lot better this year. We'll see. He's got to prove some things.
Like McGlinchey too. I mean, we got him in the 3rd round, I believe. What was it, 3rd round or something?
No, he was a 1st-round pick.
But most people fuck up on the 3rd round, anyways. The 3rd pick. The 3rd overall pick. So.
Well,
I mean,
it's a scary
they have
pick,
an eye on,
especially if you pick up a quarterback. But we went for an edge rusher. Actually, Solomon T was he would have been number 2 in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Solomon Thomas just proves me wrong and everybody that's against him. It was just
nobody's against him. We've been waiting patiently. We thought that this is it. Here he comes, man. This is his year. We'll watch some off-season training. True. Look at him. He looks good. All right, let's go. Oh, no.
I mean, Ronbo, can you imagine 8 sacks next season or something?
Oh! 49ers will pick up.
Let's just put that. Let's put that good energy out there. Man.
Yeah, positivity always works. You're right, Santana. Let's go, Solomon. We always do that, though. Nobody boos him until we, midway through the season.
Nah, but hey, Ronbo, I want to say something about Javon Kinlaw, man. He's the real deal, man. I think he's gonna be something special.
We're gonna find out.
So we'll see what happens next year, man.
All right, Santana. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, fam.
Hey, one more thing. Kyle Shanahan is a hell of a coach, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And shout out him. I saw his interview. Yeah. And dude, he's a player's coach for sure.
Yeah. He's well traveled. That's why his mind is so big. All right, Santana. We'll see you tomorrow, fam.
I'll see you later, man. You have a good one.
You too.
Later, man.
Take care of yourself now. Be careful out there.
Yeah, you too. You too, man.
Thanks, man. All right. Hey, Bill.
Give me a minute. Let me take a drink. I got a few questions for you.
Okay. But if you got to take a drink first, I'm scared.
I've been looking it up, and I want to make sure I'm seeing this correct. For one, didn't Kaepernick leave the 49ers?
Did he leave? Yeah.
Did he leave in his own continents, correct?
Well, yeah, actually. I think so. Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Why is he badmouthing San Francisco?
I don't know, Bill. I don't know even how to answer that kind of question. What do you think? I mean, because I don't know. There's lots of things.
I got no beef with Kaepernick. He did a lot for us. I mean, he got robbed in the Super Bowl with the Ravens. He should have had a ring on there. He's smashing the Niners. I mean, I would say bring him back for a backup. Let's see what he does in case Jimmy G goes down. But if he's going to badmouth Frisco, then he could go to the Panthers or whatnot. I mean, I respect all what he did, but he needs to be nice to the Niners and don't cause it for the referees in Goodell to get more mad at us to try to throw another Super Bowl.
Well, that's these are kind of things, Bill. You know what? There's no real. this is kind of an argument that has no real right or wrong to it. You know what I mean? I don't even know where to begin on that kind of argument. But, this is the kind of thing that's going to take a while. At least the attention's being brought to the situation now where it makes what Kaepernick was doing make even more sense. And it never was something that didn't make sense, not completely. But at least now, this brings it all into the light a little brighter. And
he never stuck around to see what Shanahan and Lance could do with him.
Well, they actually
if he has any beef, he should get mad at Trent Baalke and the Pringles guy, whatever his name is, Jimmy Thompson, and the other coach before him, and the referees. Not mad at us. We loved him.
Well,
hey, come on.
Honestly, I think Kyle told him that. Well, he didn't fit the program, Bill. I don't know if it was hating on Cap. It just was his style of game is not what Shanahan wanted to do. So that was pretty much part of it,
I think if he would have went out and proved himself, I think he might have stayed. But each year he kept demolishing in football. No offense. If you go to a workplace and your work skills keep going down each year after each year, is your employer going to keep you?
Probably not. But anyway,
that's
history now. That's history now, Bill. There's nothing that can be done about that. So we're just going to keep going forward.
But I want to see us go to the Super Bowl. I want to see us win it. I want all the hate to stop on the Niners. I mean, everybody's jumping on the wagon, hating on the Niners, hearing it from all kinds of ends. Here in Texas of why we shouldn't go to another Super Bowl because of what we did to poor Kaepernick, boo-hoo this, and that's what I'd be hearing. We don't deserve to have another ring. Oh, my goodness. I want us to win it so people just shut up.
Yeah. There's always going to be opposition to every little thing. So there's nothing that can be done. So, yeah. But we'll move on, Bill. And now this team is pretty much ready to win. They've got the experience they needed. There's no Garoppolo nursing his leg coming into the season and trying to learn how to get back into the system and find his quarterback's timing. They're getting all that stuff done now. So look for the 49ers offense to be razor sharp. Bill, if that happens, that defense will take anything left on the plate from there. This team's going to be tough to beat.
Yes, and I want to make something clear. You probably not have heard about it. But there's some T-shirts right now for sale. It's called 49ers Stronger Together. Go to Fanatics, check it out. Right now it's at $15, $16. You can pay it and a little bit of shipping and handling. I got some coming my way. If I had your Facebook, I would send you the picture of them and send you the link. I mean, that's something I would like to have for the season coming out. You might want to check that out. And we'll go from there. I mean, check that page out, man. Stronger Together. The 49ers stay together. Don't listen to the media. Play like we played last year. We'll win it.
I think so.
Like you said, don't keep it close. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I'm just agreeing with you. Huh?
Yeah, and like that one caller called earlier about, don't keep it close. Don't let the referees decide the game. Because they will. And if they got a chance to decide it, that it's not going to go in our favor.
Never, ever. It's always the other team. Always. I'm trying to think of the last time we got a last-second call.
We got to beat them down like we did the Denver Broncos in 1988.
Yeah.
Or no, 89. Was it 89 or 88? I think it was
you talk about when we beat them like 100 points? Bill, we're out of time.
We massacred them.
I know. That was ridiculous.
We got to massacre the next. Yeah, we got to massacre them. We can't go out. We can't decide it. We just got to keep adding points on top of points on top of points. When we're adding points, we can flip the referee off, add more points. Screw you. Go ahead and decide it. Make more.
All right. Bill, we got to go. Yeah, I'm going to see you tomorrow. If you get a chance, get up back here tomorrow, okay?
One more thing. Give me a 49ers shout-out. Hold on, let me put you on speakers.
Can do. 3, 2, 1. Niners! guys. Have a great
And you're
night.
going to be back on tomorrow, Ronbo?
I think so.
All right, I'll be on, but everybody just Niner up this year. Just take the time, Niner up, get your Niner gear, stock up, be excited for the season. I'm excited. She's getting herself some Niner stuff. I'm getting her.
Excited.
Let me speak on real quick.
I can see that. She made that clear.
All right, so
All right, guys.
I'll be on and just Niner up and be happy, man.
So that's
Stronger together.
All right. Night, Bill. Man. And John V, come on in, man.
Ronbo.
John.
My man.
John. And John, as I said, the shelter, the safe haven for 49er fans is a get back in the spirit of red and gold. I was checking things out, and I said, this observation, I said, this is absolutely true. The 49ers, I don't know how they're going to get any stronger than this. I mean, they look really grisly. This is the year. They got the experience they needed. All they got to do is go out there and apply themselves. And I don't know why another team in the NFL can even do anything with them. I look at Baltimore, okay, they've made some adjustments. But quite frankly, honestly, Lamar Jackson is still a very poor quarterback. Now, he can run and do a lot of crazy things, but I don't consider him a guy that I'm going to be worried about throwing the ball. So, you still got Mahomes to deal with, but we should have beat him last year. So, therefore, I don't see another team, NFC, John, there's no teams in NFC could beat the 49ers. Not really. So I like our chances this year, as long as everything goes according to plan, and we can keep most of those frontline players on the field. But what are you thinking?
Well, Ronbo, I feel like A, Kaepernick's not the answer. Okay. B, I feel like losing E-Man Sanders was hard for us because we relied on him like a crutch to coach up the young men. But Ronbo, I figured it out. I really did. I came to terms with it very quickly. That last season, that unexpected Super Bowl run was exactly what that team needed as a whole. That was like having E-Man on at every position, so to speak. That experience going to the playoffs, that nail biter game against New Orleans, and some of the stupid losses that we had. Some of the stupid losses taught us a lesson too. Those boys learned from every experience last year. So yes, we are stronger. We are deeper. We have a few young men, and we're going to take them on a road of success, and we're going to build them to be phenomenal all-pro football players. And I believe that, yes, Dre was right. It's a lot of pressure to put on a team and say, they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. But, Ronbo, I mean, Jimmy has a taste in his mouth that has to be, I don't know. I feel like every time I think about how much of an impact he needs to make this year, it gives me goosebumps because I think that he wants to prove these haters wrong in so many ways.
Oh, he does.
He's going to do it.
Oh.
He's going to do it. And with Kittle on his side and the rest of the gang and DJ Jones and Blair, these men were crucial pieces we didn't have, and we're going to have them healthy. I believe, Ronbo, that we have just as good of a shot as last year, if not better, because we've got experience and we've tasted
that's what I was
heartbreak.
going to say. To your point, that's the thing. The 49ers played every game you could play last year, and that's just miles. And they got all the playoff experience they're going to need. They didn't choke under pressure getting to the Super Bowl. They have battle-tested and hardened, John. They're ready to go, man. And they're pissed off because they know they should have went all the way.
They believe in their quarterback.
Yep.
They believe in their quarterback, and it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, Ronbo.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I'm picking up the trash, but
I would have guessed that too.
And they've gotten the experience that they need. They believe in their quarterback, despite what the media says. They believe in the man that holds the ball. That's all that matters. I don't give a damn what they hear on the outside. They believe in their man. They believe in their run game. They believe in their defense. The offense believes in the offense. I mean, Ronbo, we could sit here and toss rocks at the backside of a barn all day long. And at the end of the day, we just know that experience
matters.
Experience provides results. And they went into the Super Bowl last year kind of like blind, dude. They were like a good movie. They were like a team that just like they were doubted, and they went to the Super Bowl, and they weren't ready. Like they were young, and they weren't seasoned yet, and they tasted some really crazy opportunities, man. And they won the NFC Championship, man. And Greenlaw made a crazy play to
stop the
solidify his name. To stop the Hawks, man, that's got to give him some crazy confidence. I mean, these boys have to be packed with confidence.
And
they're
Seattle.
Broken-hearted, Rombo. They were broken-hearted, and any man that comes back from a broken heart comes back stronger and better.
Yep.
So, I mean, they got this, Rombo. I think one game at a time, brick by brick.
Because they know what they're capable of.
We have made it. Yes. I believe it. You believe it. And you know they believe it.
Oh.
So, I mean, and you know what? Kyle should be stronger from it, too. Better, a little bit more experienced.
And
everything
John,
that man has lost.
And you know what that part right there, though, John? Bigger. I think Kyle is not going to be afraid. And he'll never admit it. And most people say, nah, it couldn't have been the case. I think there will be no fear factor with Kyle now this year because he knows those guys have been through it all. And if he says something now, they both trust each other. Kyle's going to trust his players. Players are going to trust what Kyle says. Just go out and execute. Don't do anything else. That little straight arm penalty that George got called in the first quarter, he won't do that again. These are just things that just won't happen twice. They've already done that.
Right.
And suffered.
I mean, Rumble, what's the worst that could happen? Lose the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
done that. Okay.
But at least,
what's the worst that could happen, Rumble?
That's it.
Be in there. What's the worst that could happen? Those boys are going to go into this season with a different mentality.
And confidence.
They're going to have that pin on their shirt, man. Yeah, confidence, Rombo. God, you know it as well as I do, man.
Oh, God,
come on. I mean, when have you ever seen confidence fail a man? Successful men. When have you seen it?
All he's got to do is apply himself. That's all there is to it.
Rombo, why is your show so successful, and why do we love it? Because you're good at it. You're confident. You bring us content every night. You bring us content that we can relate to. We relate to you. I relate to you. I enjoy it. You bring me all the news and all the inside report that I need about my team. If I didn't have this, if you didn't give us this platform to express ourselves, we wouldn't have the confidence to believe in ourselves to even get on here and talk about the team. Right. I was shy at first. I didn't call in at first.
John, you were a shy guy?
I listened and I listened and I listened, and I didn't call in. And then I said, you know what? I got something to say. And I like Rombo, and I think he's going to listen because he gives every man an opportunity to be heard. So
absolutely,
the Niners have to be the Niners have to believe the same thing, and I believe they've got it. So I'm excited, buddy.
And John, you should be, man, because I'm telling you right now, all these things coming to fruition, and what the guys we got, John and Kyle, those guys are amazing together. And you talk about confident. These guys know exactly what they're doing. That little number they pulled during the night of the draft, that's unparalleled. Nobody in the league came up, filled all those holes, came up with a veteran to take the place of another Hall of Fame veteran. That is uncanny. It's all going to come together. John, I'm going to see it in a few. Boy, I tell you what, this season's going to be fun. Fans or no fans in the stands. Ho! Ho! Woo!
You know what, Rombo, fans or no fans, we've all got each other in this radio show. So
and we can watch the game at the same time. That's the thing,
Yeah.
John, let me see tomorrow, my friend, and see what develops between now and then.
Always a pleasure, Rombo.
Thanks,
man.
I
appreciate everything you do, my man.
Thanks,
Always grateful.
Thanks, man.
Right,
appreciate
man.
you.
Good night.
You know that.
Take care.
All right. See you tomorrow. Bye, John.
You got it. Good night.
Yeah. Here he is. He's Andy Dalton's favorite fan. He is the guy that says to the Rams, you need to know when to bake it and when to broil it. He is the man who takes the Seahawks unseriously like everybody in the Bay Area and the Niner Empire in general. He is Shalio.
Hey, I like that intro, Rumble. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. I years ago we looked at our team and all we did is cried. There was those of us that believed in our team, even back in 2016 and in 15. And really, we didn't have a leg to stand on. We were in rebuild mode. We just didn't want to admit it. Now, the time has come, Shalil, as we stand in this moment, and we can say, without a doubt, we have the biggest juggernaut in the NFL of a football team. Now all they got to do is go out there and go get that trophy. Don't screw up. Don't clown around. Beat people up and let's go. Shalil, are we ready? I'd love to hear your opinion on that.
Well, Dallas hasn't paid Dak, but they paid Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, and he's arrived to be the starter.
Red Rifle. Bing. Uh-oh, no bullets.
How about them Cowgirls? How about them Lambs? How about them Seacocks? How about them Arizona play card Dirty Birds? And last but not least, how about the Oakland, Las Vegas, Trader Raider Chippendales?
No, I forgot where. They're in Vegas. They can no longer be the Raiders. They should have been Chippendales. Hey, what do they refer to those men in thin loincloths? They call them Chippendales what? Chippendales what? The what? Did they just go by Chippendales dancers? Ew. How do we get started on this subject?
Boom, 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 boom. Their stadium looks like the Roomba robot. The vacuum cleaner cleans itself, sucking in people.
I've not seen that stadium. I gotta look at that. I didn't even think about that. But Chanel.
Yeah, Rumbo, it looks like a robot cleaner.
Well, more power to him. But Chanel, I tell you, man, this talk about Red Rifle cocked and ready, man. The 49ers, man, they look just really, when you look at what we've got here and the potential, it's really crazy. This is the year because a lot of these guys are going to need to be paid next year. And, of course, we all have faith in the guys being able to sign and keep that team potent. But realistically, that's a lot of guys that need to be paid next year. But what are you thinking?
Before we get to that, did you snitch on that guy that works at Speak for Yourself who just recently got fired?
You see, Jason, maybe Jason got so many nasty notes that the network felt like, unlike Stephen A. Smith, this guy is not entertaining. He's annoying. Let's go ahead and say goodnight to him. Besides, his head takes up too much of the camera anyway. I wonder who they're going to replace him with. That's going to be the question. What's that other? That's
going to be a question.
That other idiot that they've got on that same F1. The guy that always complains. Oh, I'll get the show. They got more than one. Speak for Yourself is one. The other guy that used to be
Skip Bayless.
No. What's the guy that used to play for the Minnesota Vikings? He had a show. Oh. Anyway, this guy was his yes man for a while, and then he got fired, and then this guy took over. Hey, chat, you know what I'm talking about. The guy that hates Jimmy Garoppolo, and the first thing out of his mouth when the show comes on, the 49ers could be a championship team, but they don't have a quarterback that's going to take them there. Nobody's going to. God, that dude's annoying. But anyway.
Did he play wide receiver?
I don't think he played at all. I think he just shoots off in the mouth. But anyway.
But anyway, let's get down to Niner football.
Yeah, Shalil.
What's the topic for tonight, Rumbo?
Yeah, tonight we're talking about the 49ers, their strength and might. Is this the time to bite? The 49ers are coming for that championship, and there's nothing that can be done about it. It just seems very clear. And I'm saying, no, it's Chris Carter's I was talking about, Slick. Who was the guy that played alongside on the show with them, and that show that he got excused from? But anyway, is this the year? Shalil, the 49ers have to win it this year. We got guys next year. an army of guys that need to be paid next year. We can't keep them all.
Rumble, I'll say this. We're pretty much getting half our team back. Other teams are not getting half their team back.
Next year.
Some are still learning. Right. Some are still learning their playbook for this year on FaceTime or Skype calls. They're not really learning it. Half our players got the playbook down.
Yeah, that's true. More than half. Actually, about 90%, actually. Because we only picked up how many free agents? And Trent Williams already knows the system. Yeah, we're
That's right. That's why when we get to week 2, week 3, it's going to be a breeze. I mean, Jets and Giants are
Nick.
They don't know what they're doing.
Oh man, I teams like the Giants, even to some degree the Buffalo Bills. We got those guys this year. You know, they have not come together yet. They got a lot of great talent, but they look like the 49ers. No, not really. Maybe 2 years ago. The quarterback is we'll see what he looks like this year. But everybody calls him Nick wrong. What's Nick's last name, though, really? Nick what? You know
Nick
about the guy, Nick. Oh, I forget Nick's last name. But guy, immediately as soon as you turn over there, I don't know why I used to go watch him. As soon as you turn on, the first thing he does is piss you off. I never could watch him more than 10 minutes. He talks as if he knows what he's talking about. Son, yeah, there's too many.
Man, you know that guy. If that's the guy, Nick Wright. He's a Chiefs fan.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is his last name Wright? That's why we call him Nick wrong.
They're a bunch of Chiefs fans. That's why they'll keep saying that. They just want to do that just so we could get pissed off.
Yeah, it worked. You know, he's all these guys. I'm just glad to see Whitlock Walker. That's good. I wonder where he's going to be found next. As you know how he talks. I just don't feel like Jimmy G is going to get it done. I mean, you in a pressure moment. You could bank on he's gonna make a mistake, and everybody would sit there. Hey, Jason, I hate to break it to you, but Jimmy G ain't lost but about 5 or 6 games in his whole career. That was it. They always put him in his place, you know.
What really pissed me off about Whitlock is after that Saints game, he kept criticizing Jimmy G. That was his best game, and he kept saying, "Oh, he wasn't throwing it right. One was." Tip to the receivers, but that's Jimmy G's fault. Jimmy G's fault? He's not playing receiver. How's that tipped?
That's why Jason. He's looking for a job. That's why that amongst other things, and his head's too big. Hey, Shalil, I'm gonna go, man. I'll look for you tomorrow, huh?
Shout out to Nine Empire. Thank you for the platform, Rumbo.
Appreciate
it. Hit those likes and wash your hands.
Indeed, all in that order too. Shalil.
Like.
Hey, Jay, come on in, Jay. Oh, Jay. J-A-A-A.
What's up, Ronbo?
Jay, man, we're talking about the 49ers and the 2020 season and how in the world. It used to be we look at the schedule every year. Oh, man, we have a tough stretch through here. If we could come out of here 1-2, we'll be happy with that. Jay, man, now we're saying, the only way we don't go 16-0 is if somebody makes a mistake or we just don't show up for the game.
No, that's truth. That's just be honest here. We are stacked. And we got players that are coming back from injuries. Hopefully they can contribute huge. And then we could go from there, you know what I'm saying? I just think the games that we lost, it was self-inflicting. You know what I'm saying?
Every last time. Every last time.
Yes, every last one of them. The fumble against Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
When George threw the ball out of bounds by accident. Yeah. George was going to get that first down.
Yeah.
You know he was going to get that first down. Yeah. Game over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Missed the field goal. Bink. And,
it was all them games that we lost is self-inflicted. It
We beat
wasn't
you.
games that,
We
man, they
got
just
beat up.
came out and they was actually better than us. We just lost them games, you know what I mean? And I feel like they're gonna be a better bonding team, and I think they're gonna really bring their A game, because what it was, they didn't know exactly what they had. They knew they was gonna be a good team,
Good
but they
team,
didn't
right?
realize what.
Good point.
Yeah, and now that they know, okay, what we are, they could go out there and play fast, and know, you know what I'm
And know
saying, to get a
exactly what they're
little
doing.
adjustment.
Don't think, just
Yeah,
move instinctively. Move. You know the
yeah,
system,
and
move in it.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's what the object of the game is, to move fast. If you already, now Nick Bosa knows Armstead, strength and weaknesses. They just need to get Kinlaw, speed it up, you know what I'm saying, with the defensive calls, get him, acclimated with the defense, and then they're going to be fine, you know what I'm saying? So I think, like a few callers back said that, Kinlaw is an animal. And, I have watched his highlights, and I think he's going to be that, you know what I'm saying? Just hopefully
Knocking people down. Offensive
his
linemen getting
mind is on
steamrolled.
football and nothing else, you know what I'm saying? Because he came from nothing. So I think he's going to play out of his mind. And, that's what you hope and what you see on film. But that don't never mean it's going to translate in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So, we talked about a bunch of our draft picks. Oh, they did this in college, and then when it comes to the pro, it's a whole totally different animal. So, but what we see the potential this guy can bring to this defense. And so I believe that we're gonna do, mark my words, if we don't have no bad injuries or significant injuries, do I seriously think we could go 15-1? No joke. Go to the Super Bowl and finish what we started.
It would make
I
sense.
believe we're gonna get 6 this year, because I think Kyle's gonna be hungry. I'm thinking that, man, he's gonna just put it all on the line. The Super Bowl, he did not put it all on the line. I think
Should
he's
have
gonna
gave the
put it
ball to
all
Debo,
on the
Kyle.
line.
Give the ball to Debo.
Yes.
I'm still saying, Kyle,
Yes.
give the ball to Debo. He just
That's what I'm saying. That you don't never change nothing
working.
doesn't work. Yeah, if it doesn't work, change it. If it works, keep going
doing
until
it.
they stop it. You know what I'm saying? If you uppercutting and they can't stop the uppercut, keep uppercutting.
You can knock a man out with an uppercut.
If they go eventually, they're gonna fall. Yes, exactly. and that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna come back with visions in his eyes, and you know what I'm saying. I think we're gonna be playing out our mind. I think one of them games we're gonna slip up, because it's the NFL. Everybody's getting paid. Everybody's good. Everybody is
and asking for perfection every week is probably asking too much. They got to be at least.
Yes, it's and you see how in the whole history of NFL has only been one undefeated team that won the Super Bowl, and the other team went undefeated in the regular season but did not win. That's how hard it is. So you can't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna go 16-0 because I know how hard it is to do it.
And you scared me with that, Jay. Now I hope we only go 14-2. You don't want to be undefeated going into this. That is bad luck. I don't know why, but yeah, it is.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. And you put so much pressure on yourself to go and say, oh, who won? And that's a lot of games to be playing, which is only a small amount of men. 50, you people like, oh, 50 players, that's a lot. But that at the same time, the way NFL is so brutal, that's not a lot, you know what I'm saying? And you got players, then you start plug and playing players that don't really, is really good players and nervous and trying to play, and they're screwing it all up. You know, that we've seen that with a lot of, role players. And then they could come in and fall.
I just want to piggyback on that real quick because, Jay, the thing is, last year the 49ers came in and said, people think we ain't no good. There's a bunch of kids that felt disrespected. They came in there to prove a point each and every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever the day was. And that this year, I hope this same level of confidence translates to that same kind of energy as last year. Because that same energy they had last year, it needs to be there this year because they played out of their mind last year on so many games.
You're not lying. They need to bring that same energy. And you know what I'm saying? They was, you know what I'm saying, however minutes in the Super Bowl getting that sick. You know what I'm saying? That's like reaching for your goal and then it gets snatched away from you. So they have to come with that same energy and that same, you know what I'm saying, fight that they did last year.
And continue to feel disrespected. Even if you have to lie to yourself like Richard Sherman does every year. Richard Sherman got in trouble last year for lying on somebody who he said they said something they never said. But that's how he fires himself up.
Yes.
And I ain't mad at him, you know? So.
Yes. Start putting up material, bulletin material and saying this player is saying we ain't this. You know what I'm saying? Jason Whitlock, he's saying this. Or Stephen A. Smith saying this. Or Ryan Clark
or whoever
saying
said what.
This.
But Jay, we got to stop,
you know
though.
What I'm saying?
I know.
Thank you. Thank you, Ronbo. It's a pleasure talking to you always.
That's amen, fam.
And I wish you have a good night, brother.
You too.
Thank you, sir.
Looking forward to tomorrow, Jay. Have a good night.
You too, brother.
Ellis.
Last of the Mohican.
Hey, Ellis. How you doing this evening, boy?
What's happening, fam?
Oh, man, we're sitting back here getting all pumped up. Normally, every year people give me a hard time. Ronbo, man, you got to homer it down, son. Man, come on, man. The 49ers ain't all that to go lose it. You know, if you hang around too many sports communities, you end up, man, let me sit down and get busy with this, because I love to argue, right? I was wrong, and I went back to told all them people that told me to chill. I went back and apologized to a lot of them. I said, y'all, you see me coming. I went and got carried away. But this year, Ellis, and last year, shit, man, them dudes is having to apologize to me. And this year, I'm still in that same page. This team is damn near invincible. And if they do everything even half right, I don't believe anybody can beat them. They got too much depth. They got guys that know what they're doing. They can play fast in a system that's very difficult to combat. This is the Super Bowl year, and they need to get it, Ellis, because next year, some of these All-Stars have got to go. We can't pay them all. They're too good. Teams are going to be offering them the bank.
Yeah, just like
Defo.
Just like last time we went to the Super Bowl, back in the early, when we played against B-More and stuff, we lost all those players. After that, and the team just kind of broke apart slowly.
Yeah.
So,
you mean 2013 Harbaugh's guys?
We got to take advantage. If you think about it, we could have had back-to-back Super Bowls, to be honest. Because if you think about the expiration and the amount of time that we have a lot of these players before we got to start worrying about, contracts and just all of the.
And Ellis, remember that first year when that name I don't want to mention, accidentally that ball hit him.
Right.
We should have 49 should have 3 Super Bowls right now. We lost them. Not them beat us. Dang it.
Right.
It's okay. We'll correct it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, we were always getting played when we played Seattle. I don't know, man. Those games always seemed to be fixed in some fashion. And
can't play in Seattle. They got it all.
And another good point earlier, somebody said you got to blow teams out. You can't give them an opportunity to come. I know we want to be classy and to some degree and whatnot, but if it was up to me, I would just beat the brakes off everybody.
Oh, run the score up. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't try to be conservative. I wouldn't try. This is a competition. We'll run out the clock, or maybe we'll run a certain offense and burn out the clock. But we need to be ahead of you by at least 4 touchdowns in order for us to even resort to that offense at this point. I'm just saying we want to kill them a lot. Okay, we gotta there's got to be a point of no return.
And Ellis, the luxury is if you put up all them points with this defense, that's gonna get embarrassing for the other team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we have like we're one of the more blessed teams. Like I said, the depth of it has always been in our favor, and if we can keep some guys healthy, mainly the guys that are coming back from injury for the most part, but we don't want any injuries from any of our big guys coming, heaven forbid. So that's everything health wise, as long as that's going right, I think we're going to be able to see this team at full throttle. You know what I mean? I'm just concerned about the closing of what's going to happen with this George Kittle. I just say we franchise tag him if we can't find the money, and just
that's
maybe find a way to give him that base, whatever that amount is, and maybe kick him some more money just because, for the hell of it, since kind of things were a little chaotic this for between the season, and we couldn't really give him the splash of a contract that we wanted because we just realistically don't have the funds at this time, but we will, and he'll get every penny that he is worth and more. You know what I mean? So hopefully they're reassuring or making some sense.
I'm just thinking they wouldn't probably 14 is really way above the standard currently set for tight ends. And I know George is above average tight end. If the 49ers threw him 15, that wouldn't be bad either. That'd be way good. And give him some incentives in there and let him know, George, you could earn up to $20 million this year. But your base is going to be right here at 15. Now, George, that's $4 million ahead of any tight end in the NFL. I don't know how the agent could say no to that. You're not going to beat that in another club, Ellis.
Yeah, no, you're not, and I'm most hopeful that this isn't becoming one of those things where it has to be, so pleasing to to George if he's in the midst of dollar signs and greed at this moment. I don't think he's in that place. I think he's a lot more, reserved in that, but he knows what he's worth, and he's supposed to know that. Mm-hmm. And he's got to, at least, have some demands, or, have a cap on what you're willing to,
or think about the team.
Not be compensated. Bit. Yeah. Upgrade, whether it's upgrading or
degenerating the team's ability to win. You take all the funding,
right.
and $15 million is a very generous contract. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not going to starve to death on $15 million a year. Just take it.
Yeah. And if it's more than everybody else, what more could you ask for? If he was looking to be the highest paid, then you can be the highest paid, and let that be that. Let's not, act like we got to, try and break, the record for the next 20, 30 years on what a tight end is going to be worth. I'm just saying hypothetically, let's just be realistic and in the moment with it now, and, folks, so we can focus on football and,
it's agents,
getting back into the.
It's agents, Ellis. George is probably sitting at home, and they probably have to tie him up. Wifey's probably got him locked in his room. Let me out. Give me my phone. And the wife, George, let him do his job. He's going to come out of there he's going to benefit you and I, and you're going to be a happy guy. I just want to play football. I see George. So, I know it's the agent.
Hell of a commercial. I was just picturing it like a commercial right now while you're saying it. That's so funny.
I'm ready. The George Kittle campaign and what's really going on behind the scenes, because the agent's going to get everything he can and threaten the 49ers. And the 49ers have the whole card, though, Ellis. The 49ers can finally say, okay, let's quit clowning around. You and I both know we could franchise tag George, and he's not going to get anywhere near $14 million. So you think about that for a minute, and I'll see you tomorrow because we're done talking here today. You got to get serious with this guy and tell him you're being ridiculous. We know he's good.
Right. Yeah, and we got to keep George. I'm gonna be honest. If I was more concerned about between him on Defoe on the defense and George Kittle George Kittle's way more valuable on the offense, and I'd be much more concerned about him no longer being with us than Defoe.
We'd feel that.
No disrespect or nothing towards Defoe, because he's a great player, and I'm thankful that we had him, with us and stuff for the time we did. But George, we gotta have. You know what I mean? He's a very important piece to our puzzle.
And Ellis, he set himself apart from it. Defoe did too, but Defoe's surrounded by fiends. So, George, we don't have another tight end in his league. We've got other players that are good players, but they're not going to do for the offense what George Kittle does right now. George is the one who makes those spectacular runs possible with those incredible blocks and sealing people off like he does with incredible accuracy. He's a guy that can go downfield and there's nobody out there he can't exploit on defense. When he gets the ball, you're going to get yards. George does not go down with one shot. And if he gets in the fourth gear, it's over. I mean, it just gets over. So, he is very important to that offense.
Watch out for that tree.
Boom, boom, boom. You watch that cartoon. One of my favorite of all time. Boom, 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 boom. Ellis!
Boy, oh boy.
Don't be watching cartoons and exposing us, man.
He said he looks for contact after he gets the ball. Like, he looks to try and punish and hurt the defenders. And I mean, that's that kind of contact and that grit that you want a guy to have, going into, a play like that, you know what I mean, where he's determined to
hurt somebody trying to stop him.
You know what I'm saying, at any time. Yeah,
I love it when he's running down the field. And Ellis, can you imagine business decisions that are being made? George is out in the open field, right? And here you come, a cornerback, you might weigh 205, 10. And you're sort of looking around as you're running toward George to see if anybody else is here. And now you go out and do the Hollywood. Even if you catch up with George, it's going to be tough. You dive at his shoelaces. You get as low as you can. Because every kid in America knows if you're going to pay safety or corner or defensive back position with a very large dude that broke the interior line, and if he gets over 20 yards of steam up, you need to use some very good technique that you have been taught and drilled on a lot. Don't hit him high. Don't do it.
Right.
I mean, whoa.
Yeah,
if George drops his shoulder like he does.
Baker.
Yeah, see. So
you'd be looking like Buddha. You know what I'm saying?
Woo! We gotta go, Phil.
And use check got one of those in for the year.
Oh,
yes, indeed. Always, man. I can't wait. Till we get back rolling, Ronbo. Let's just be safe. We got to keep our brothers and everybody, man, together.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to turn up. And I know everything is wild right now, man. We're living in a reality that some of us can't even comprehend, man. So I just hope everybody's keeping their mental together. Staying focused and,
it'll get better.
Remaining optimistic in the midst of it all. Yeah, everything's going to be good.
Yeah.
So shout out to you, though, Ronbo, as always.
Thanks,
and, man, make sure y'all download. Whoever's awake, man, if y'all still there in the chats, man.
I know it's getting late, ain't it?
Go ahead and hit that like, man. Get some subscriptions going, man. If you're new to the chat, feel free to subscribe to the Ronbo Sports channel, man, and get in tune. This is the greatest football talk of all time, so don't miss out on a second, man. All right,
thanks,
family.
Ellis. Appreciate you, fam.
Much love.
Same to you, fam. Look forward to hearing you from tomorrow.
All right, Ken. Peace.
You. And John, thanks, John, for that contribution. Always appreciate it. Appreciate you, fam. Yeah. So, as I say, you know what? Let's get more into Jimmy G tomorrow. I don't know that we've appreciated him enough this year. Because it's especially during this offseason. Because he has been hammered, slapped around, urinated on, and just treated awful. So I think tomorrow let's get into Jimmy G and why Kyle Shanahan expects him to have a banner year. And I want to know if you've got any faith in him, too. But get ready for that. We'll do that tomorrow. Meanwhile, have a great night, fam. Can't wait to talk to you later. Did you hit that like yet? Don't forget to hit the like. Cheers to the red and gold, baby.